morning, everyone. This morning right now it is 36 degrees out and we have about 15-20 mile an hour winds, which then we're supposed to pick up the 20 and 25 mile an hour winds with gusts of 35. It's supposed to hit near 50 today, but hopefully the sun comes out from behind the clouds to help warm us up, because otherwise it's going to be very, very cold on us with them high winds. So we're going to have part of yesterday's route, which there was not a whole left on for Mondays because of they're done for the season. And we have a bunch for today, which some of them are not going to be able to be cut because they're not going to need to be cut. So we are going to go and do as many lawns as we can today and try to get everything done, because it's supposed to snow tonight and then tomorrow, and then turn to rain tomorrow afternoon. So we will see what happens, and we'll do the best we can today. So let's get the trailer load up and let's get started. We're going to our first yard, which is one of them outbuildings. It's the farthest one away from our house, but we're 15 minutes away from it from our other yard. So this is the last time we're going to that this year, and I'm going to use the 48 on that. I usually use a push mower, but I'll use the 48 on that. And we were talking today on the way out here, because it's a half-hour drive to this place one way. With it snowing yesterday and going to be snowing tomorrow, we've had 4 months this year that did not have to deal with snow.
June, July, August, and September
is the only months that we did not have snow to deal with.
And we didn't get warm weather till July, like the first week in July.
So we're basically having 8 months of winter. That's why we get a little depressed around here. And I think
the drought and then the rain, and it's just nothing.
Yeah, for the past year it's been like this, and then this year I don't know what's going on with this wind, because it's just atrocious. It's windy every single day. It's never been like this. When we used to do the foreclosed homes this time of the year, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, 30s in the morning, 60s or 70s in the afternoon, we didn't have the high winds, and it was always nice days. We don't get the nice days anymore.
See, it's 46 right now with feel light temperature. It's 34. The winds are 15 with 30 mile an hour wind gust. Yeah. So it's cold.
Yeah, and it's when the wind's blowing like this stuff goes right through you. So this fall is going to be a battle with the leaf cleanup, just because of the high winds. We're not going to be able to do the quality job that we usually do because the winds are too high. So hopefully the winds do die down when it does full swing of fall cleanup, which will be hitting next week. So we're starting our first one next week, because the guy already called and said half of his leaves or 3/4 of his leaves are down already, and we will be there next week with the DR to pick that up. That's the first one every year, and then it just steady cleanup right after that. So I'm gonna get you set up on this little itty bitty yard, and I'm gonna mow it.
No, I'm not, because I'm moving around. I'm trying to stay warm.
Okay, that little itty bitty yard's all done. Now we have to stop the gas station near here because Vicky's got to get a chocolate chip cookie.
Yeah, I think I earned it.
Tell them why you want this chocolate chip cookie.
Because I can't make chocolate chip cookies like they can. They turn out so good. They're like a bar cookie, chocolate chip cookie. They're like the Nestle's Toll House cookie, but they're very good.
And thick. They're real
thick. It's a cookie bar. They're really good.
Vicky's gonna go inside and get one, and we'll show you what it looks like. So this is what it looks like. That's one cookie.
Blonde brownies, they call it, with lots of chocolate.
Oh, that's very good. You can only eat about half of it, and then you have to set it down because it's just the amount of sugar and how sweet it tastes and how good it is. You eat about half of it, and that's about all you can handle. So we're gonna go off to our next yard, which you've seen several times. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get a video there or not. If I do, it's just gonna be a small video, and that will be our last cut for the season at that yard also. We're gonna be cutting that short. I'll be bagging up the front, and the rest of the leaves will be blowing off, and we won't have to come back to that for the rest of the season. And I do believe, actually, that one we will not be back to again ever, because this is gonna be the last cut forever for this one, because this is one of the yards that we're not going to be doing next year, and I just have not called the lady, let her know that yet, but I will be after today. Yes. So anyhow, we'll see you at that yard. Step in out of the wind so you can hear me. There's a few reasons why we're getting rid of this yard. The one is the driving time to get out here and then go back. It's too much time. We got 45 minutes just wrapped up in a driving time. The other problem is, starting right about there, it gets really wet. And it's always wet in there. And there's areas right in there we can't even cut because of how much water's there. The other thing is, no matter how clean my mower is, by the time I'm done with this yard, it looks like this. It's just solid, covered in mud. Tires are full of mud and grass and everything else all thrown up on a deck. So I'm going to have to run up and down the road as fast as I can to try to throw all that mud off before we get to the next yard. So I said that was going to be the last time we were going to be cutting that yard for the year, and I think we'll be back one more time. Just the amount of growth that we had, and there's still a lot of leaves in the trees. So we'll come back and cut it one more time and cut it really short this next time that we go back, which will be in about 2 weeks, and then the leaves will blow off to the yard the rest of the time. So I also wanted to mention, yesterday, Echo Means Business released an interview that they did with Vicki. I know others have been interviewed, other women have been interviewed, and I think it was just a neat thing that they wanted to interview Vicki. There's not too many women on YouTube or in the lawn care business that you see. Did you want to add something to that, Vicki?
Yeah, so if you click onto the link, Echo Means Business, you click onto that link, you'll be able to see the full interview. It gives the story about how we started in lawn care and just a little bit more about us. So you might enjoy watching that.
Reading that.
Or reading that.
Yes. There's a couple little things that were wrong there, but that's no big deal. The amount of time that we have for us in business, that they said it was 4 years, but it's been 8 years.
And it's been 4 years for me to be in it.
Full time.
Yeah, I've been working doing lawn. This is my 4th season, so that's where the little bit of a mix-up is. But you know, in actuality, Mark's been doing lawn care for eight seasons.
So yeah, it's just kind of a neat thing, I thought, that Echo Means Business is doing for everybody. There's a lot more interviews with a lot different companies, or a lot more companies, I should say, and I just thought it was kind of neat. So we're going to go off to the next yards.
Echo trimmer, way to go.
Okay, another yard done, and we're gonna go home and eat lunch now. The sun came out. It made it not as cold, but it's still cold. It reached all the way up to 50, and that's about as warm as it's gonna get today, but with the high winds, it doesn't seem that warm. And I just don't know what's going on with these high winds.
Well, the temperature feel like it's catching up to the real temperature, so that's a good thing.
What's it feel like now? What's it? What do they say now?
46.
46. That's
but
not
it's
too bad.
18-mile-an-hour winds with 30-mile-an-hour gust.
Yes, that's the
so
problem.
the winds have picked up.
And they're supposed to pick up through the day, if I remember right. It's supposed to be at 25 miles an hour by the end of the day. So, and then tomorrow we're supposed to wake up. It's going to be in the low 30s again, like it was today.
But rain.
But rain and snow mix. So hopefully that'll miss us. We only get it tonight and don't have to have it, or don't have to worry about it for tomorrow. So we'll see what happens with that. But anyhow, we're gonna go home for lunch, and we'll get back with you after that. Okay, we just got done with lunch and cutting a yard, and then Vicki read the paper and remembered that something's out here in our bay. So I'm not gonna do much talking out there because you're not gonna be able to hear me. So I'm gonna set the video camera up and get a video of the little thing that's going on the bay here. That right there is a very large cruise ship, anchored off out where it can be because of the high winds, and it will not fit into our river. Behind that there is another boat that is anchored waiting to dock to deliver either coal or salt. That right there is a tender shuttling people back and forth from the cruise ship to our shoreline. Okay, I don't know how that video turned out just because I was zoomed in so far to that ship there, and it was windy and I know the camera was shaking. I tried to do the best I could out there with my cheap camera. There's people out there with some barely big cameras, but I don't have one of them. So now we're gonna go on to our next yards, and it did warm up. It's 60 degrees ish, somewhere in there between 57, 60, something like that. And the sun has been out from behind the clouds. Wow, can't talk again today. So it has warmed us up a little bit. I did take my insulated bib overalls off, so I am a little bit warmer.
Feels like 49 with the wind.
Still a little chilly, but
at least it's not in the 30s.
at least yes. So if this wind would die off, it would be a perfect working weather, but we don't have perfect working weather, so we just work with what we've got. So we will see you at the next yards. Okay, yeah, that was fun. Showed up here and leaves everywhere. And everyone that joined on the live stream, you already saw this yard. And that was actually, now it is yesterday you saw it. So I am going to try to do a live stream either Monday or Tuesdays if it works out. Because everything's going to be a hit and miss on the live stream stuff because of what we have going on and when I can possibly do it. So I guess we're going to go on to some more yards, and hopefully we don't have all the cleanup that we did on this one, which wasn't too bad. It went quickly, but next time we're back here, there's going to be a lot of leaves to be blown out. So off to our next yards. We just got one of them phone calls that we don't like getting. My second customer I ever had starting lawn care passed away. What day was it? Sunday. And her son just called us. So we don't like getting them phone calls because they become our friends. And that lady has been with us for 8 seasons. And it's just, I guess we become attached to these people, and they become kind of like our friends and family, or whatever you want to call it. But I know it's going to happen quite often here soon because of the age of most of our customers. And yes, it hurts a little bit, and we are going to miss them. And we still keep we're still going to keep getting customers that, in their 80s and 70s and 80s, because that's the customers we like the most. So anyhow, we're going to go off to our next yards. Okay, we just skipped over a yard just because I need a DR on it. Or at least one lawnmower less on this trailer because there's a lot of leaves in that yard. These things are 2 weeks early. So hopefully these will be done before the snow flies, or sticks I should say. It's not going to be done before the snow flies, but hopefully it'll be done before the snow sticks like it did last year. But we're going to get busy real fast, and these yards are going to slow right down. Or we're going to slow down in these yards because it takes so long. So we're going to go out and mow a yard that doesn't have a whole lot of leaves, but it needs to be cut now. And then we're going to skip over a couple and come back to them. And hopefully my parts will be in. I'll have to check the tracking because I ordered them yesterday. They said 2 to 4 days. So hopefully they'll be in before the end of the week and we can get these yards done. Because otherwise it's going to snowball on us fast. So anyhow, we're going to go out and start cutting these yards. Yeah, this is what I got in this yard too. It's a mess. So all pine needles from all these big old pines here. But do my best to get this cleaned up because it's going to be a mess after this week, and starting next week it'll start pulling all them out too. He's working on that stuff up front, and then we start pulling it. anyhow. I'm gonna have to pull this tarp up in the front there. I'll have to pull that back over and bungee cord it, and that way it'll keep the leaves back on. Won't blow off the yards so I don't get in trouble. Say hi, Vicky.
Hi, Mark. Hi, everybody. Hope you're having a wonderful afternoon.
So this yard turned out really, really nice. Next time through, we're going to be pulling all these hostas out. Actually, we're going to be weed whacking them all out and getting rid of them. And the backyard turned out real nice too. One thing about this yard, the stripe's pretty good. And next time through, we'll be pulling all these hostas out, which I already mentioned that, I believe. So it takes quite a bit to do a cleanup here. You gotta take all the hostas all the way around the whole property and trim everything down and suck everything all up with the DR. Okay, that yard's all done. And the trailer's full because I wasn't expecting to do any leaves, and we can't get too much more on there as it is. Probably could, but I don't need to double and triple handle these leaves. So we're going to check on a couple more yards in this neighborhood and see what they look like, because this one right here is not too bad. We got a ways to go on that one yet. But this is not looking good. We're going to go check one yard right now that we might be able to mow, and then go from there. This one,
Ooh,
they're coming down. I don't know if you can see any of that. Okay, somewhere along the line, me moving the phone around, shut the camera off. So anyhow, we just got done talking to the guy that does all our fertilizing, and he's beside himself trying to keep up with the winter fertilizer he's supposed to be putting on, and he can't put it on because of the rain, and then some yards...
The leaves are too heavy.
Yeah, the leaves are too heavy. Yeah, it's just a nightmare. So anyhow, we're going to go check one last yard to see if we can mow it, which I don't know if we will or not, but we'll hopefully can mow it, and that's when I keep getting stuck in the ditch. And then we're going to call it a day because we're going to have to go unload all the leaves out of the back of this trailer and all the clippings and everything. Okay, yeah, we're going to have to come back this year, but I want to show you what the crazy neighbor did.
He's up there.
That's what he does. Blows everything out on the street from his yard. So in that yard there, we're going to have to come back with, because I'm going to have to bag that all up. So anyhow, I was not planning on this. I was not planning on this.
We're going to have to leave one mower at home.
So yes, we are. Yeah, we're going to go empty out the trailer, and we got to regroup. I was not planning on cleaning all these leaves up already. So I don't mind it, but I wasn't planning on it.
If the leaves are falling so soon, this is kind of a scary thought. We might have snow quicker than we think.
Yeah, which is possible. Back to that snow
Really?
on the ground.
Probably has to do with the drought that we had this summer.
I'm thinking you're right. So again, back to, we only had 4 months this year where we did not have to deal with snow. Oh, it's depressing. So anyhow, I guess we're going to go empty out the trailer and call it a day. So that is going to be the end of our video for today. Thank you for watching and subscribing. If you could check out the links in the description box below, it'd be greatly appreciated, because there's also the link for Vicky's interview. And
have a good evening. See you at the next yard. Goodbye. Peace be with you.